If you're interested in spreads for travel journaling, stick around and watch my spreads for my February journal because I'm going dog sledding in Canada. I've been having so much fun making Dutch door layouts in this notebook therapy journal that I thought I would make one last one because it's the last month in this journal. I start with the cutouts for the corners. So I am going on holidays for 3 of the 4 weeks of February to go dog sledding in Canada. And I thought, why not? Because it's summer in Australia and it's going to be a huge contrast to go from summer in Australia to winter in Canada. I thought I would have a picture of myself and my dog in each of the bottom corners, looking very hot and summery, and then the rest of the spreads would be winter themed around dog sledding. So here I am cutting out my corners, and you'll see that I've used 2 different ways to mark the area I want to cut out. To start with, I just traced the shape I wanted, and then when you reverse the paper, you can then scribble on the paper on the other side, and that will transfer your pencil onto the page, and then I cut with my knife. The other method I've used is simply, once you've already got one cut, you can just trace along the edge of the cut like I'm doing now, and then you can just cut with your knife along that line. So there's couple of different ways to go about it. So all my main tracker and travel planning spreads are in the cutout section, and then I've got a couple of basic trackers after that, and then I've got my daily spreads. So I penciled all this in first. It took quite a while to draw, and then I don't know why, because I don't normally do a lot of drawing and do lettering, but this month I decided to do the lettering as well. And I'm always very nervous about tackling the drawings first in pen because pen is so permanent. So I always letter with my pen first. It just kind of helps get my hand in, just get a bit more confident. But now I've done the lettering, I'll take you through the pages, and we're starting at the back because I also didn't want to start with the hard drawings first. These 2 spreads are my liquid and activity spreads. The activity spread, I'm simply noting down what activity I did that day, how much time or distance I did, and how intense it was. In my liquid spread, this is my standard spread I've been using for a few months now. I put my icons across the top, and then I mark off a box for each type of liquid I will be drinking. My sleep tracker is my standard one. I've had to cross out the 20th of February because I'll be on the plane and I lose a day because I cross the international date line. I've got the full 24 hours in my sleep tracker this time. And then I've got the mood tracker, which has a rating from -2 to +2, and then the reason. I'm keeping it quite simple this month, but I'm quite aware that I could be sleeping any time of the day. Next we go to the trip highlights page. I have my dog Bailey on the right and I'm on the beach on the left. This is where the cutouts start from the back. My trip highlights will be my favourite photos from the trip, so I won't fill this in until afterwards, and I will just use my Sprocket printer to print coloured photos to stick on those pages, kind of like a gallery of the trip, but that will be afterwards obviously. Then we go to my weather page, and the reason I wanted a weather page is because obviously Australia in summer, Canada in winter, I'm going to get a 60 degrees Celsius difference between what it is in Australia and what it is in Whitehorse in Canada. So I'm going to record each day the temperature, and I'm also going to record the weather. Just do a little symbol in that bottom boxed row, which will show whether it was sunny or snowing or raining or whatever. But a few days ago, it was actually 40 degrees in Sydney on Australia Day on the 26th of January. It was 40 degrees at my house. And then I'm expecting in the next few days in Canada, I'm expecting to hit minus 30 degrees. So that's actually a 70-degree difference, which is absolutely crazy. Cannot believe it. But fortunately, it's only 30 degrees in Sydney today. Then I go to more of my planning pages for the traveling. So on the left, and I haven't got it in ink because I didn't want you to see specific details, but that's my itinerary. On the right of that page was just things to do in each location. For instance, skiing or ice skating or visiting a wildlife park, things like that. So that's what I'll put on that page. This is just a monthly calendar, but obviously in as a trail rather than a box calendar. And I've got a little sleeping husky on the top there. And then we go, it's kind of a backup for my itinerary. Then we go to my tasks and packing list. So obviously when you're going overseas, you need a packing list, and I've got quite specific activities I'm doing, so needed very specific gear to bring. And then the tasks was things I had to organise before I go, but there is a bit of extra room there for tasks when I get back from overseas, because obviously I've still got another week of February. And then finally, my title page for the month. I was originally going to do a drawing of a dog sled with the dogs going off into the distance, kind of a portrait layout, and then do a quote on one page. But then I found this photo of these huskies all connected up with the cords they use to connect, the straps they use to connect into the sled, just waiting to go. And I just thought it was such a beautiful picture that I decided to draw it. I was incredibly nervous to draw this in the ink, especially the main dog, but I'm so pleased with how it turned out. So that is my layouts for February. I will colour them in when I get home with probably watercolour paints. I haven't had time to do it yet. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye.